When a man seeks you while he's already married or in a relationship, it's easy to get caught up in the emotions, the attention, and the excitement of being chosen. But behind that interest is a deeper question worth asking. What does he really want from you? Is it love, connection, or something else entirely? Understanding his true motives requires looking beyond the charm and into the patterns of his behavior. This isn't just about him. It's also about what you're willing to accept, what you believe you deserve, and how you protect your emotional well-being in the process. When a man seeks you while he's already in a relationship, it often has less to do with you and more to do with what he's running from. He's not making a strong, bold choice to be with you. He's avoiding responsibility, discomfort, or boredom in his current relationship. You might feel flattered at first, but what's really happening is that you're being pulled into a situation that's built on shaky ground. It's not a genuine connection based on clarity. It's a distraction he's using to escape from facing his truth. In many cases, one has been. What he wants is excitement without commitment. You represent novelty, freedom, and a clean emotional slate. That has nothing to do with love. It's about ego. He wants to feel desired again, not necessarily to desire you for who you are, but to feel validated as a man. And because you're outside the chaos of his real relationship, you become a fantasy, but no matter how intense it feels, fantasies don't survive in reality. And neither does a connection born in secrecy and lies. He may feed you sweet lines about how unhappy he is, how he's thinking of leaving, how you're different. But if he hasn't already left, he's not serious. He's keeping you around for comfort, as a soft place to land. What he's actually doing is avoiding tough conversations and hard decisions. And instead of dealing with the truth, he's placing you in the middle of a situation that isn't yours to fix. You deserve to be someone's first choice, not a backup plan while they figure their life out. The most powerful thing you can do is choose your own self-worth over his confusion. If a man wants to be with you, he'll make that choice with integrity and clarity after ending whatever he's in. If he's not free, then he's not ready. Walk away, not to teach him a lesson, but to protect your peace. Your value isn't measured by how much someone is willing to risk to get you. It's measured by what you refuse to accept from someone who isn't truly available. When a man seeks you while he's already in a committed relationship, what he's often craving is the thrill of something new without the weight of real responsibility. You become a spark in his otherwise routine life, a breath of fresh air that doesn't demand emotional labor or long conversations about real life problems. Once the apology has been, it's not that he's fallen for you in some deep, soulful way. Once the apology has been, it's more likely that he's chasing the adrenaline of something forbidden, something that feels exciting simply because it exists outside of his everyday world. He isn't choosing you. He's escaping what he doesn't want to face. To him, the apology has been, you might represent an idealized version of connection, all the affection, attention, and excitement with none of the obligations or consequences. There are no shared bills, no responsibilities, no expectations, just lighter chemistry and the rush of secrecy. But that's not love. It's a fantasy, a carefully constructed illusion where he gets to feel young wanted and alive again. And in that space, you are not being seen as a whole person with needs and dreams, but rather as a temporary high that helps him avoid discomfort. The danger in this is how convincing it can feel. He might say you make him feel alive, that he's never felt this way before, or that he wishes he met you first. And those words can be powerful, but they are spoken in a moment that doesn't reflect real life compatibility or commitment. What you have is built on stolen time and half-truths, not something sustainable or grounded. The very thing that makes it exciting. The lack of responsibility is exactly why it won't last in the long run. Eventually has been. The truth catches up. The novelty fades and the situation becomes heavier than he's ready to carry. If he truly wanted a future with you, he would have taken the steps to leave his current relationship first, cleanly and honestly. Without that, all you're left with is someone who wants the thrill of connection without the effort it takes to truly build one. And you deserve so much more than being someone's escape route. When a man seeks you out, while already being in a relationship, a large part of his motive may be rooted in the desire to feel wanted again. Over time, the excitement in a long-term relationship can fade, and he may begin to feel overlooked, unappreciated, or simply bored. Instead of addressing these issues honestly with his partner or reflecting on what he needs to change within himself, he looks outside the relationship for affirmation. You become the mirror that reflects back the version of himself he misses. The attractive, charming man who can still capture someone's interest. This desire isn't necessarily about you as an individual. It's about what your attention gives him. Your smiles, your compliments, your curiosity. They feed something inside him that has grown hungry. Apology has been. He wants to know he still has the power to make someone feel excited or special, even if he isn't willing to invest the same energy into the relationship he's already in. It's not emotion that drives him, it's ego. He feels more alive when someone new is intrigued by him, and that feeling becomes addictive. The challenge is that while he may genuinely enjoy your presence and the emotional or physical connection, apology has been. It's still based on a need to be validated rather than a desire to build something real. He might not even be fully aware of it himself, which is why his words can sound convincing. He'll tell you're special, that you make him feel different. But those are often just side effects of him being seen again. It doesn't necessarily mean he's willing to leave, change, or grow from it. He's responding to a personal emptiness, not to a deep connection with you. Being desired is powerful, but being used as a way for someone to feel desired again is something entirely different. If his interest in you only exists alongside his current relationship, it's likely more about him trying to hold onto a version of himself than about wanting to build a future with you. What you offer is momentary validation, but what you deserve is lasting, undivided intention. When a man tells you he's unhappy in his current relationship and starts confiding in you, apology has been. It can be easy to believe that he's emotionally moving towards something real with you. He might talk about how distant things have become with his partner, how misunderstood he feels, or how he's thinking about leaving. But until he actually takes the step to leave that relationship, all of it remains just talk. Often he has been. What he's really doing is keeping you emotionally close enough to feel supported, but far enough that he doesn't have to make any real decisions. In this situation, you become a soft landing, then someone who comforts him while he avoids taking responsibility for the hard choices in his life. The apology has been, you're not being chosen for a fresh start. You're being used as emotional insurance. If things fall apart with his current partner, he knows you're there. And if they don't, has been, he still has the benefit of your attention and care without needing to offer anything solid in return. It's a convenient setup for him, but a painful and confusing one for you. What makes it harder is that he might genuinely care about you on some level, which makes the emotional pull feel real. He could be saying all the right things, that he doesn't want to hurt anyone, that he's stuck, or that he's afraid. But those feelings don't excuse inaction. If someone truly values you, has been, they don't keep you in the shadows while clinging to comfort elsewhere. Choosing you means stepping out of that situation and facing the discomfort of ending something before beginning something new. Until he makes that choice, you're not his plan A. You're his, just in case. You deserve someone who's all in, apology has been, not someone who only leans on you when it's emotionally convenient. Being someone's safety net isn't love. It's settling for scraps of attention that should belong to someone willing to offer you their full presence. Real relationships begin with clarity, not confusion. And you deserve nothing less than someone who chooses you fully, not conditionally. When a man is unhappy in his relationship but seeks you out before ending things with his current partner, it shows he is not ready to face the hard truths in his life. Instead of doing the difficult work of having honest conversations, accepting emotional discomfort, and taking full responsibility for change, he chooses the easier path. Emotional escape, Paula has been, reaching out to someone new might feel like a bold step to him, but it's actually a way of avoiding the real problems that need to be confronted. He's skipping the most important part, the ending of what's already broken. This type of behavior might come across as romantic or brave at first, especially when he confides in you, shares his pain, and talks about how much better things feel with you. But in reality, he's just looking for comfort in the middle of his emotional mess. He's using you as a distraction from his confusion rather than taking meaningful steps toward growth or clarity. By doing so, has been, he pulls you into a space where you begin to carry some of the emotional weight that isn't yours to hold. Has been, you start to feel responsible for his happiness while he avoids the hard work of sorting out his life. When someone truly wants to leave a relationship, they do so before beginning something new. That choice requires courage, clarity, and integrity. Seeking you out while still attached to someone else is not a sign of emotional strength. It's a sign of unfinished business. If he hasn't resolved his current situation, has been, then nothing he builds with you will be on steady ground. Any connection that begins in the middle of chaos is more likely to collapse under the pressure of all the loose ends he refused to tie up. You deserve someone who has made room for you, not someone who is dragging the weight of another relationship into your connection. Being pulled into someone's unresolved drama will only leave you exhausted and confused. Until he faces his own situation with maturity and decisiveness, he is not ready for something real with anyone else. Love should be clear, honest, and complete, not a temporary escape from someone else's reality. When a man seeks you out while still being involved with someone else, once an apology has been, it often means he's trying to enjoy the benefits of both relationships without facing the cost of commitment or the consequences of honesty. He doesn't want to make a clear choice because making a choice would mean giving something up. So instead, he stays where it's comfortable while reaching out to where it feels exciting. He tells himself he's not doing anything wrong as long as he's being fully physical or fully honest. But emotionally, he's already crossing a line. By keeping both relationships going, he ensures that he never has to be alone. Apology has been. If things go wrong in his current relationship, he has someone else ready to comfort him. If things start getting complicated with you, he can fall back into the routine of what he already knows. He collects emotional safety and validation from both sides, never committing fully to either. It's not about building something meaningful. It's about avoiding discomfort, rejection, and solitude. This behavior might be masked with sweet words and promises. He might say he's just confused or that his situation is complicated. But underneath it all, he's delaying the decision because he enjoys the attention, the connection apology has been, and the emotional reassurance he's getting without needing to change anything in his life. It gives him a sense of control and importance without requiring vulnerability or responsibility. He is keeping you around not out of love, but because it serves his emotional convenience. When someone refuses to choose, they are telling you that they're willing to risk your time, your heart, and your peace in order to keep their comfort intact. They may not say it out loud, but their actions show that they are not ready to fully show up for you. In a healthy relationship, there is clarity and intention. If someone is collecting connections instead of building one, they are not offering love. They are offering confusion disguised as affection. Apology has been, and you deserve better than being part of someone's indecision, has been. When a man is involved with someone else but begins telling you how special you are to him, it's easy to be swept up in the emotion of it all. He might say he's never felt this way before, that you're different, or that he wishes he had met you first. These words can sound sincere and heartfelt, especially when you're hearing them in quiet moments filled with connection and chemistry. But no matter how convincing his words may be, they don't mean much unless they're backed by real action. Words alone are not a sign of love. They are often just tools to maintain your interest while he delays making any real decisions, has been. It's common for someone in this situation to say everything that sounds right without doing anything that truly reflects commitment. He may say he's going to leave his partner, that he's just waiting for the right moment, or that he's trying not to hurt anyone. Meanwhile, days turn into weeks, and weeks into months, and nothing changes. If someone wants to be with you, they will make that happen. It won't be through vague promises or repeated delays, apology has been, but through clear steps that show they're ready to leave behind the past and build something new with you. This is where it becomes crucial to pay attention to behavior over language. Is he actually making space for you in his life Or is he just trying to keep you close with comforting words? Is he taking steps to be honest with the person he's already involved with? Or is he hiding his actions and keeping you in the shadows? Someone who is serious will not allow you to be an option. They will not ask you to wait endlessly while they figure things out. Instead, they will take action that matches the feelings they claim to have. True commitment doesn't hesitate when it sees something real. It doesn't rely on excuses or half-truths. If he truly sees a future with you, he'll show it with integrity, not with repeated promises that lead nowhere. What matters is not how much someone says they care, but how much they're willing to change and sacrifice to show that care. If the words are sweet, but the actions are stagnant, has been, then what he's offering isn't love. It's a performance, the apology has been, and no one deserves to be strung along by someone who won't take a clear stand. When a man crosses the line by seeking emotional or physical intimacy with you while still committed to someone else, it reveals more than just temporary weakness. It shows how he handles boundaries and loyalty. What might begin as casual conversation or flirtation can quickly become something deeper. But that shift comes with a cost. The moment he allows that line to blur, he has been. He's already made a choice to prioritize his own desires over respect for the person he's with. And while he might make it seem like the connection with you is special or different, has been his willingness to line speaks volumes about his character. It's important to recognize that someone who cheats or emotionally leans on others outside of their relationship is not just breaking trust with their partner. They're also showing you how they handle commitment when things get complicated, has been. If he can disregard the boundaries of his current relationship to be with you, there's every chance he might do the same again if he were ever to feel restless or disconnected with you in the future. These patterns don't disappear simply because the person changes once apology has been. They continue until they're addressed with accountability and growth. What might feel like a unique and powerful bond can sometimes be a moment of emotional recklessness dressed up as passion. You may feel like the exception, like you're the one he truly connects with, but it's wise to ask yourself, if he was willing to betray trust once, what stops him from doing it again? A relationship that starts with dishonesty, secrecy, or betrayal does not create a strong foundation. It may be intense, but intensity is not the same as stability, respect, or real emotional depth. No matter how strong the chemistry or how convincing his words are, has been. Trust is built through consistent behavior, especially when no one is watching. If someone is testing boundaries rather than respecting them once the apology has been, they're not trying to build a future. They're chasing short-term feelings. You deserve the apology has been. You deserve to be with someone who creates safety and loyalty through their actions, then not someone who builds connections by breaking promises. The way a person enters your life often reflects how they will treat you later. He may feel a strong emotional connection with you, and at times it might seem deeply genuine. The way he looks at you, the way he talks, the attention he gives, it all feels meaningful. You may even find yourself believing that the two of you have something rare. The Apollo has been, something that couldn't have been planned or forced. But the reality is that just because a connection feels powerful doesn't mean it's built on something healthy or lasting. Emotional intensity can be incredibly misleading when it comes from a place of conflict or confusion. It's easy to mistake chemistry for compatibility, has been, especially when the energy between you is electric and the moments together are emotionally charged. But chemistry alone isn't enough to create a real relationship. It's a feeling, not a foundation. True commitment requires more than shared glances and stolen time. It needs structure, stability, and honesty. A spark might light a fire, but without care and responsibility, that fire quickly burns out or spreads destruction instead of warmth. In many situations like this, the relationship exists in a bubble separate from the realities of daily life. It thrives in secret, in the spaces where real responsibilities don't reach. And because it's not exposed to everyday challenges, it can feel perfect. But once that bubble pops and reality creeps in, the cracks begin to show. A real connection has to survive beyond the fantasy. It needs to be chosen every day, not just when it feels good or convenient. What matters most in love is not how strongly someone feels in a moment, but what they choose to do with those feelings. If he truly values the connection he has with you, then he must be willing to make real changes, not just express emotions. Feelings can be intense, but without action, they lose their meaning. A relationship rooted in truth and respect will always be more valuable than one that only exists in moments of escape. The most powerful decision you can make when a man seeks you while still committed to someone else is to walk away with quiet strength. It may not feel easy, especially when emotions are involved and when he's made you feel seen, desired, or important. But real self-worth shows in the moments you choose not to compete for someone's attention or settle for being a second option. Walking away isn't about punishing him. It's about protecting your own peace and showing yourself the respect you deserve. Telling him to come back only if and when he's truly single isn't a game or a tactic. It's a boundary. It's saying, I won't invest in something that isn't whole, honest, or free. That boundary will either reveal his true intentions or push him to grow up and make a real decision. Either way, you win. Because whether he follows through or not, you've already chosen not to play a role in his confusion. You've shown that your love is valuable enough to be earned properly. Many people think staying and waiting proves loyalty or hope, but in reality, waiting in the wings often sends the message that your standards are negotiable. It keeps you stuck in a space of uncertainty, always hoping he'll take action, while he continues to live in emotional comfort. When you remove yourself from that dynamic, you create space in your life for someone who is actually ready. Someone who doesn't ask you to wait or share him, but who shows up fully and clearly. Walking away with grace is not weakness. It's clarity. It's emotional maturity. It's the quiet confidence that says you don't need to be begged or chosen after someone else. You choose yourself first, and when you do, you attract the kind of love that doesn't come with conditions, excuses, or delays. You attract someone who values you from the start, not after losing something else.